idiot, dumb. What are you doing? Fool. Sound familiar? You ever find yourself just blowing a cap like that? I do all the time, man. So here it is, I'm in traffic. I'm in Los Angeles traffic, and I'm driving on the freeway, and it's a whole bunch of people around me with their own sense of direction. Everybody is going to their own destination. We all are going somewhere different. Different speeds, different times, different circumstances. We all have somewhere to be. Sound familiar? It's a trip, man. It seems like, you know, sometimes we can feel like, you know, whatever we're going through, we're the only one that understands, man. We're the only one that maybe just, you know, realize that, you know, we're the only one that thinks that there's a problem. We're the only ones having a problem. That's not true. We're the only ones with a destination. That's not true. It's crazy because we'll have it in our mind to get to a certain place and set out a certain amount of time on what time we're going to arrive, and then we run into traffic, which means that somebody else has a say of your agenda. Somebody else has altered your time. Wow. Sound familiar? Isn't it something? Isn't that like God? Like God had intended for things to be a certain way. He intended for us to have things a certain way, to do things a certain way, in a time frame that he intended, and we alter God's time with our traffic. Does that sound familiar? You ever set out to do something and you knew what time you needed to be there, you knew what time that you should arrive, you got up in plenty of time, and you started to do your hair and started to do your makeup, laid your clothes out and all that with plenty of time, and before you know it, you were late. All your time had ran out. Sound familiar? Man, it's something when we go through life and, you know, we up early and we running with life circumstances. We're dealing with family and dealing with jobs, or dealing with the fact that we don't have a job. And it seems like all the destinations that we're trying to get to, we can't arrive because we're stuck in traffic. I'm here to tell you that God never intended for us to be stuck. Sometimes a detour or a delay is not the destination. That doesn't mean that that's the end result. That just means that sometimes we got to slow down and do it a different way. So, you know, yeah, sometimes we may end up in traffic, frustrated at the people around us, and you know, the person in front of us is going too slow, and the person behind me is all up on my bumper, and what's wrong with the person next to me? Why are they just staring into my car? And you know, I never even thought that the people next to me might be just dealing with traffic. Wow. I never thought of it like that. I never thought that the traffic might be saving me from devastation down the road. God might be slowing me down for this 4-car pileup upside down. Oh no, BJ King is gone. He's dead. He succumbed to traffic. I never know what God's plans are for me. You couldn't have told me that I would be a life coach. You couldn't have told me that I would be a preacher. You couldn't have told me that I would be a father who's taking care of his kids. You couldn't have told me that I'd be a companion. You couldn't have told me any of these things at one time before life happened and before I found myself in traffic. Sometimes, good people, the traffic is necessary. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes what you may be going through might be slowing you down from an unforeseen devastation down the road. Take a little time today, if you can, with everything in you, to breathe and relax and find time to enjoy the traffic. BJ King, the life coach.